Hey everybody, welcome back to Durbin's Bourbon. I'm Joe.
And I'm Josh.
Got another whiskey review coming at you.
Pretty good one.
Lottery win, and the same namesake, but just the standard release. Eagle Rare, 17 year. It's a lottery bourbon, Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, coming in at 101 proof. Regular Eagle Rare is a 10-year bourbon, coming in at 90 proof. 45% ABV.
Oh yeah, you can totally.
Josh and I poured the same ones. It's not a blind or anything like that.
We just kind of wanted to compare the two side by side.
Yeah.
See what because if we did a blind, I think we both would have known this one's gonna be so much more oaked, the 17 year, that it would be easy to pick them out. So we're just gonna give our opinion on them in the comparison. I think
since we have them, thanks to my wife for winning the Eagle Rare 17 in our state's lottery. Very grateful. Paid suggested retail, $98. The Eagle Rare 17 is the inside glass, correct?
Oh, sure.
And the outside glass is the regular Eagle Rare.
Correct.
So that way it's the same for both of us. You can see right up front, there's a difference in color. This is darker, this is lighter, more of a honey color. This is more of a burnt amber maybe, or a dark.
Yeah.
You can tell that 7 more years in oak makes a difference. A noticeable
And did you
difference.
tell the difference in proof? I didn't hear. I was too busy flexing.
I did. 101 and 90.
Yeah. Anyways, I get a ton of toasted marshmallow on that.
On the 101, on the 17 year.
Very oaky.
I have a lot of oak.
But that oak, I think, for me, translate, because there's still sweetness underneath, is to like a toasted marshmallow.
Really? See, I get no toasted marshmallow.
I get a little, if I compare the two a little, I get some dark cherry on the 17 year.
No, I could
dark
see that.
Fruit.
Maybe a burnt creme brulee.
I was just going to say that creme brulee, yeah.
Yep, burnt creme brulee on the 17 year.
That's actually a better description than the burnt marshmallow.
Yeah.
For sure. It's that dark cherry, burnt sugar.
Right.
Yeah, that's better.
And the Eagle Rare, just standard 10 year. It's softer. Mm-hmm. There's not as much char. Same.
Very vanilla.
Same
to me.
Aroma, like the backstory of it, if that makes sense to y'all.
I'm getting more vanilla.
Yeah.
Pronounced vanilla. There's a vanilla now, but the burnt sugar thing takes over on that.
Right.
They're both so delightful. I could smell that all day.
Yeah.
Would they get mad if I did that at work? Like, I'm not going to drink any. I'm just going
to smell it. Nah. I'm sure that's authorized. Yeah, there is a soft vanilla note in the regular release 10-year Eagle Rare with virtually no char.
It smells so good.
It does.
Yeah, it's just got the vanilla. Almost got a little hay kind of, not grass, because that sounds more like a rye, but like dusty hay kind of.
Yeah.
But I get that a lot with bourbons that have a high vanilla.
There's a little bit of orange.
Mm-hmm,
I think that orange peel. Yeah, it's softer.
I think I want to try taste the 10-year first and then try the 17-year.
Yeah.
Because I feel like since that one's hotter, just kind of get a little.
Yeah. Because we're 90 proof, 45 ABC, 90 proof, 90. Compared to 101 proof for the 75. So correct. So you're going up 10 proof points. Yeah. Proof points are going up noticeably. I'll do the same. We'll go in for...
Yeah, don't you think? And then because I feel like... I don't know what's called the better one already, but the more aged
the more
one.
Robust.
The one that should be better, I guess, if you're...
Yeah. The more robust. We know it's going to have some char notes and strong. So it could overpower...
It could.
The finish even with water and doing all the little tricks of the trade that we all know how to do... to kind of neutralize your nose and palate, but
If you don't, go back and watch every single one of our videos.
Good
You'll
tip.
learn so much.
Words of wisdom right there.
Right,
Let's go in for a nose. Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Vanilla up front. Some brown sugar for me.
I get a lot of orange peel. Citrus.
There's citrus and orange in the back.
I didn't get a whole lot of sweet.
Huh. And I see I kind of did. I got some brown sugar.
I instantly got the bittery orange peel. Maybe I...
Vanilla, brown sugar.
That second one, I definitely get the sweetness. I don't know what happened. I think it went too quick down the hatch, maybe.
Maybe. Didn't roll it around, do the old Kentucky chew. Yeah. Yeah, the second roll around was smooth.
Brown sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that orange is there. For me, it's kind of subdued, but it's still there. But I've got I have the vanilla and brown sugar.
I get a lot of citrus. And the citrus lingers for me.
Has a nice finish.
It
kind of it sticks with you for a while. Such a great bourbon. Running retail price on the Eagle Rare, just the standard 10-year regular release, is $38.
I don't remember. It's been so long since I could pick up a bottle.
Yeah, we haven't seen any. I think it's under 40.
It's under 50.
Yes, I think it was running 38.
Yeah.
With tax and everything,
we pay 40. Retail here because we have state liquor control or liquor controlled state. So.
Right. So it's in the $40 mark, for the regular Eagle Rare. It's a great bourbon. I've been drinking it. We've been drinking Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
For 8-9 years probably. At least
always on the shelf. I'm like, I like this tall, skinny bottle.
Right.
Eagle Rare. What is that? And I tried it. I'm like, oh. That's back when old, Weller 107 was $21.
Right. $21.95 all day
always
long.
there. That nose.
Nice.
That nose is good.
Is it for the 17? It's strong. I've got a lot of char, and I have some of that.
It smells like
that. I have some stringent nose.
I don't get that. All right, I'm ready to try this.
There's vanilla, there's oak, there's char.
Yeah, a lot of char, but I'm getting the char isn't like that pronounced like a really... 17 years pretty oaked. You got to figure that's a long time in a barrel.
Right. And we don't know, these are Buffalo Trace products. We don't know what warehouse that the Eagle Rares are coming out of. Or the 17 year. It's probably the same product. They just, here's our 17, so we save it off for those releases. But it does have a nice nose. It's not as soft as the 10 year.
No.
Should we go in?
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
It's definitely hotter.
It's hotter. Boy, there's a dark cherry note.
That is deep.
There's a
deep, dark, sugary cherry.
Yeah. There is a
way less citrus for me on this.
I have no citrus, but I have a real dark, deep cherry note.
Man, that's good.
That actually is really good. It's amazing because most bourbons come in at their peak around 12 years. Man, historically, 12 years is like that sweet spot for bourbons in general. But
wow, that's... Yeah, I think if we did a blind on that, I would easily be able to tell those. I would be, you'd easily be able to tell that one's more aged.
Yeah.
You could just tell by the the depth of it. God, that's good.
It's hot, though.
It is hot. I was thinking I had water, but I don't want to ruin it.
It's hot. It's a little bit of tongue numbing when you roll it around the palate to try and get those nuances.
I got a little butterscotch on that last little sip. That buttery kind of that.
Yeah.
Where it coats the palate.
Interesting. I don't know if I'm getting that.
That last, I just took a little bit. Because the other two were kind of a little, just took a little, little tipple. And I got kind of, I think the burn goes away a little.
Okay.
Now you're used to it, and you can pick up a little more flavors.
You're almost taking like an eyedropper amount.
Yeah.
That's what I just did with this. So the amount you pull into your mouth actually makes a huge difference on what you're able to discern in the palate. Like an eyedropper, it seems silly, but you've got your saliva and all the normal things, but a small amount you can kind of pick apart better than a bigger swallow.
Especially when it's got that kind of heat.
Right. I got the vanilla, some char vanilla. That cherry's still there, but the burn wasn't as bad with a smaller amount. A much smaller amount.
Wow, if you go back without drinking any water to the regular one.
Yeah. Does it?
It tastes like it's super watered down. Not a whole lot of flavor, to me at least. Almost that citrus is gone. I must have burned all my taste buds off with the 101.
It's definitely softer.
Yeah, there's just like nothing to it almost.
It's soft. There's a hint of vanilla.
Yeah, I still get the little bit of the flavors, but
the profile
it seems like it blew out like most of it.
Right, it is watered. It tastes, and it is. They add more distilled water to it to bring it down to proof for that profile for the Eagle Rare 10-year, and it's batch too, just like the 17. But they've got to meet that proof point. So you are going to get a watered down version. Not that watered down sounds kind of bad.
Yeah. But it is technically.
It is watered down. I mean, there's a big difference. I mean, you can see it in color alone. But flavor-wise is the 17 is rich and bold, and it has a punch to it.
Yeah.
The regular 10-year has a soft, more subtle note.
And again, I got way more citrusy orange on that 10-year before my tongue was fried.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
The flavors are in some ways similar, but not. I don't think a whole lot. I think there's that 17 years got a lot more going on.
Mm-hmm. Would you say if you were drinking this blind, would you know it was the same family? Probably not.
I'd just be like, oh man, that's super. Oh, I would probably go, because I don't know if you guys can get it, but you can't get this 17-year unless you win the lottery or you've got a lot of money.
Right.
Which neither happens for me.
Right.
I would probably think it's like at one of those, like a 1910, like an over oaked.
Oh, that's a good.
You know what I mean? Like they put more char, the steaks or whatever they do to and put more stuff in the barrel to make it more oaky, like the Woodford double oaked. Or I'd probably go on that vein. Don't you think? Because
I'm taking an eyedropper amount, and I'm.
Yeah, I would be.
Yeah, you're right. You are. That is
those components are there. It's different a little bit, I think, if you compared those ones. But I would, in a blind, I would think it was something like that.
Yeah, I could see that. It doesn't have a family.
No, I would not. I wouldn't think that was Eagle Rare at any point in a blind. There's no way.
I agree.
Now that I've tried it, maybe, but I doubt. Right. I still even now, because obviously you don't.
It's comparable in that
special
punch.
Bottle, but yeah,
that's an interesting look at it when you compare same exact mash bill.
Do you think you would in a blind?
I don't think so.
At least think it was Eagle Rare.
No, I think because of the burn, the proof point, the burn, the char, and the strength of the char that's coming out on the palate would make me lean towards 1910.
Yeah.
1792.
It's still got a lot of caramely. Those ones seem to be a little sweeter. The ones where they add they're not adding caramel flavor, but they're adding more char. I think steaks in the barrel or something. I don't know how they do it.
Like the 1910 was a first run on regular number 4 char, and then they dump those into a supercharred, like beyond alligator char, where the barrel is almost compromised for strength. And then they run it for another 3 months, 6 months, or whatever it was.
Okay.
And that char just punches it. And I think the char on that is what separates it from the regular 10-year Eagle Rare.
Correct. 100%.
That extra time in the same char, I feel very confident. I mean, they have to. They use a number 4 char for both, but this one's sitting in it longer. Another 7 years.
And more alcohol evaporates, and so it's getting more concentrated. And
because there's same warehouses and all
chemistry,
that.
Man.
So, yeah, I wouldn't be able to taste that and go, that's Eagle Rare.
No,
It would fool the palate for me.
I mean, honestly, even Eagle Rare, if you put it in a blind, I don't know if I could pick it.
Right.
I know it's good, and I know I'd like it, but I'd probably, who knows what I would think it would be if you actually put it in a legit blind. Like,
would it compare to Buffalo Trace?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's all the same distiller.
I'm
probably
sure,
the same mash bill.
I'm sure
it's
Buffalo Trace, even if you threw like Woodford in and just those kind of middle of the road, $30 to $60 bottles, I think you get in that vein. You're all 6 to 10 years.
Right. The profile is
it's gonna be
comparable.
Yeah, it's bourbon's so strict the way they have to make it. I wish I made it, but
the way the industry standards are. And the char levels, they all use similar.
So I think it'd be hard to pick out, like, oh, that's Eagle Rare.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we have done blinds kind of like that, and sometimes we get lucky and pick them. And,
we've done that with ryes and stuff before.
So, anyways, they're both really good. I think that 17 years better.
Do you?
Yeah. I think I'd much, if I had a choice, I'd much rather sip on that.
Okay.
But I'd love me some Eagle Rare. It's not. Didn't we do Eagle Rare in a blind and I picked it last? And I'm like, I'm never buying that again.
That sounds familiar.
So maybe I don't like Eagle Rare.
Boy.
But I love Eagle Rare. I'd drink this.
Boy, that's strong. I prefer. It is amazing, and it's an amazing win if you can get it. But the Eagle Rare is more approachable, I think, when you go across the board for softness. That 101 and that char is such a punch.
I know.
Remember, we were on.
Awesome.
If you're a good, a strong bourbon drinker, you're going to get everything you want out of a bourbon characteristic from the Eagle Rare 17.
Yeah.
Because it does have that char punch, some vanilla notes, some deep, dark cherry, a little bit of citrus hint in the back, a strong finish, a strong mouthfeel and burn.
Yeah.
You're going to get that strong Kentucky hug, whether you want it or not, at 101 proof. So it's a decent bourbon. At that price for $98, you can't beat that. That's a win-win. Yeah. Secondary, I know. Secondary is running about between $7,000 and $1,000.
Oh no, not
for
that.
an Eagle Rare 17 because that's what the crooks are pushing, and people are paying that for it.
I wish you could just put them in a wood chipper.
Correct. And it's not worth that. No. You all out there, I mean, if you got money to burn,
if you got FU money, you go buy whatever.
Do that, and then you got it in your collection, and it's a decent whiskey. If you got that kind of money, it's irrelevant at that point. But it is suggested retail. I'd pay $100 for that all day long.
Yeah.
You're paying for the age. You're paying for the evaporation. You know, a lot of it's gone. There's not as much in that barrel after 17 years because you're going to lose, 3% per year. Mm-hmm. The first year you lose even more because the barrel's absorbing some and keeping it. Right. So decent bourbon. Comparatively, there's not a ton of similarities.
No.
Which is surprising to me. I expected
that's 7 more years in a barrel,
to pick them and say, I see the same family.
But that's like 7 more years in a barrel. Yeah. So that's almost a whole nother separate bourbon.
Right.
A 7-year and a 10-year.
Right. Yeah.
So, I thought it would be closer too, but the proof's higher. There's all kinds of things different, which I'm sure that's their goal, and I think they accomplished it because it's real good.
It stands out above the regular release, which is probably what they want. I mean, you don't want to release something and have it on
be like,
part
it just tastes like Eagle Rare.
Right. You're like, I can't tell the difference. So they have accomplished that and then some. You got anything to add to that?
I think that should be it. We're kind of droning on.
There you go.
You know,
it's kind of
good.
podcasty kind of thing.
Podcasty.
Boy, I'm gonna finish.
Oh yeah,
the cameras go off.
That's a good idea.
With the 17, because
drink this swill first.
Drink this one. If you have any comments, put them down below. Remember, we are growing. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm guilty. There's a ton of YouTube channels I watch, and I don't hit the thumbs up, and I don't subscribe. I recently subscribed to a couple channels when I was going to pass them by, and I'm like, I actually enjoyed the content.
Yeah, subscribe.
I'll subscribe. It doesn't cost me anything.
And now cool stuff pops up when you're just scrolling through.
Correct. And some were on like pipes and pipe smoking and stuff, like the old world smoking a pipe. Is just, there's some great content out there. So with that, I think we'll wrap this one up. As always, enjoy your whiskeys and bourbons
any way you like.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers, buddy.
Pal.